Hello viewers, you are welcome to our lecture series on biological techniques. We have been discussing about the techniques in entomology and arachnology. Entomology being the study of insects, and arachnology is the study of arachnids such as spiders and the mites as well as the scorpions. We had looked at the use of hand, the use of aspirator, the use of collecting nets, and the use of beating sheets for the collection of insects and arachnids. Today's lecture will involve the discussion on how to use knockdown sprays and extractors to collect insects and arachnids, as well as sieves. Now, the use of knockdown sprays for the collection of insects. Typical example of knockdown sprays that's used is synthetic pyrethroid. Now, how is the knockdown spray being used to collect insects? Knockdown sprays enable the collector to sample areas of a plant that are inaccessible to a net or beating sheet. How is it being used? How is the knockdown spray being used to collect these insects and arachnids? White sheets are placed beneath a tree or shrub, which is then sprayed with a fast-acting pesticide, such as synthetic pyrethroid. The dead specimen fall from the tree onto the sheet. This technique does not work well for fast-flying insects that are easily disturbed, such as wasps, flies, and grasshoppers. The next method we want to look at is the use of extractors for the collection of insects and arachnids. And the extractors are also called leaf litter and humus extraction devices. Many insects and arachnids live in leaf litter, humus, decomposing wood, detritus, and the nest litter of small mammals and birds. Examples include fish moths, brittletails, book lice, schizometer, pseudoscorpion spiders, mites, wingless parasitic wasps, and cockroaches. These species are generally photophobic, usually preferring moist conditions. So organisms that are found in leaf litter, humus, and decomposing wood and even detritus are collected with extractors. They have one very important feature, for the fact that they are photophobic, as they are afraid of light. So they are usually, when they encounter light, they run and hide in this leaf litter and humus. So because of that, this technique is being adopted to collect this type of insects. Two types of extractors are used for the collection of insects and arachnids. And these methods are one, the two extractors are one, the use of bellies or two-dream funnel, and the use of the Moksaski-Winkler extractor. The Moksaski-Winkler extractor. Now I want to look at the use of the bellies or tail-dream funnel. A bellies or tail-dream funnel is a very effective way of sampling insects and arachnids. A sample of humus or leaf litter is placed on a gauze tray in a funnel. A bulb is positioned above the sample, and a bottle of alcohol is placed below the funnel. Now, how does it work? The bright light and the drying effect of the hot bulb on the sample drive the specimen down into the funnel until they fall into the alcohol. Leaf and stem mining species, such as the potato tuber moth, can also be extracted from plants with this device. Now here is a picture of the bellies or tail-dream funnel, locally made. It has a bulb and a funnel on top, and the leaf litter and the mesh or gauze, as well as the collecting container. When the bulb is put on at night, the insects that are photophobic run away from the light, and as they run downwards, they mistakenly fall into the container that usually has alcohol. Then we want to look at the next type of extractor, which is the Mokzatsky-Winkler selector. The Mokzatsky-Winkler selector is another type of extractor that works on the same principle as the Baylis funnels, but is made of canvas and allows the sample to dry out under natural conditions. It's usually used in the field. It is designed for use in the field where there is no electricity. The Mokzatsky-Winkler extractor is used in the field where there is no electricity. Now, this is a Mokzatsky-Winkler extractor. This part is hung on a tree, and then the sample is then placed on the gauze, and you have the wire frame that's made up of canvas, and then another funnel below. And the insects that are the sample is then placed on this gauze, the gauze bag, and while they try to run away from light, they fall into the funnel and down into the bottle that contains alcohol. Now I want to look at the use of baits and refuges to collect insects and arachnids. Many species are attracted to fermenting fruit, dung, or carrion. This can be used as baits or attractants to lure specimens into a trap or to an area where they can be collected. The next method is the use of sieves to collect insects and arachnids. The use of sieves or sifters. Sieves or sifters are used to collect insects and mites that live in ground litter, leaf molds, rotten wood, mammal and bird nests, fungi, shore detritus, lichens, mosses, and similar material. Now, how is the sifter being used? To use the sifter or sieve, place the material to be sifted into the container and shake it gently over a white pan or piece of white cloth. Okay, the material to be sifted is placed on the sifter, and then it's been shaken gently, and then the insects they fall over into a white pan or a white cloth material. As the insects and mites fall onto the cloth, they may be collected with forceps, a brush, or an aspirator. These are typical examples of sieves or sifters that can be used to collect insects and arachnids. Thanks a lot for watching. The next video will now be on various traps that are used to collect insects and arachnids, and it will involve the use of the light trap, the pitfall trap, the pepperban trap, the butterfly traps, and many others. So please do not miss out. Try and watch